Hi guys. So I'm talking about jewelry and how 3D printing is changing the jewelry industry. And why am I talking about it? This is Steel Nest. I founded the company behind Steel Nest 3 years ago with a couple of my friends. And as you can tell from the screenshot from our homepage, it's a yeah, publishing house for 3D printed designer jewelry. So from the front, you wouldn't be able to tell that there's a technical background. But what we do is we use 3D printing to manufacture our products and use the digital product development to do so. Why now and why not before? Because 3D printing is pretty old. It's a 25-year-old industry, but prices recently dropped by a lot and quality increased, so we are able to do so. How does it work? So first of all, you start out with the digital blueprint. So you design something on the computer, kind of like in InDesign or Photoshop, but it has a third dimension to it. So this is how it looks like. This is how product development works. And this is how a 3D printer looks like. So you have, even in Germany, small factories coming up again. There's Shapeways producing in the middle of New York. So if you can, they say if you can build a company or a factory there, you can pretty much build it everywhere. And we are able to do manufacturing runs that just take a week to produce 10,000 objects and more. So those are the old ways. You needed, or you still need, to produce a large batch to be price competitive, and that takes quite a bit of upfront payment, of upfront financing, and it takes a long time. So this is also why you have collections just every half year, and 3D printing is changing that. Well, there are some other upsides that 3D printing or digital product development has. For example, this ring here, a couple of weeks ago, this ring didn't physically exist, and this is just a product rendering. And we see on our homepage that there is not a drop-off between digitally rendered photos, so photos of a non-existing thing, compared to the pictures in itself. When we go to the market, we just produce a few objects and test if it works. So if we produce, for example, 50 different objects, we can test, okay, and see afterwards which one will be a bestseller, and then produce that dynamically and also reap the advantages of mass manufacturing. So ultimately, it's as expensive as writing a blog. So you can create new design files as you go to blogger.com and write something, write a new article. So this is not our storage room, but it cuts to the point because we don't need a storage room. We just produce on demand, which can be really nice for gold-printed products because they are quite expensive to produce. Those are geometries that you can only do with 3D printing. And this is our scope of designers because they just send us the design files using CID, the CID format, and using email. So how does it change the jewelry industry? Well, first of all, I think that product development will increasingly be made using digital design formats. You then will also have possibilities and business models that aren't possible before. For example, this is something that we did for Nike for the 10K Women's Run, and it just took us 6 weeks from the first sketches to the 10,000 produced pieces that we made. Then again, we will have more brands coming up with their own jewelry because ultimately we think that the designer will be the one who will be the big winner of it because all the entry barriers will crumble and fall. And so designers and big brands that want to monetize their reach or their audience, or that know their audience better, will profit from that. We also make this available to outside people, outside brands. So if you have an idea, then come talk to us. If you want to see the objects, we have a stall right there. Thank you.